Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the video. Hey, we're out here in the hog barn today and yep, we're working on the old 35 Chevy, getting one more piece of this puzzle put together. And I kind of wanted to do a how-to DIY build an exhaust from a kit of U-bends and that kind of stuff. So let's get into it and look and see what we got that we're working with here. Yeah, so these are the mufflers that I bought. Also, they should be 2 1/4 inch ID, so they fit up good. Ooh, slip fit on the inside. I wonder if one of the belt ends, yeah, maybe that'll fit better to butt up with them. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, there you go. That's the exhaust system we bought for the 35 Chevy. We'll have to get it on there. So we've got our cast iron exhaust manifold, 3-bolt flange. These are Corvette manifolds, so they're actually really big on that exit side. I believe they're like 2.5 inch, and we're going to neck it down to 2 1/4. So I bought a set of flanges from Speedway, I believe. Yeah, China Bill, somebody said. But they're much longer than this. They're actually 2.5 to 2 inch. I just cut them down. And I've already started. As you can see, I put a 90-degree bend on there. It's cut at a funky kind of an angle to get it to give us some room to get our oil filter out. Now you can buy exhaust kits. You can go down and have your local muffler guy install them for you, and they might do a great job. But this car doesn't have an alignment on it yet, a ton of other stuff, and I need to move it around, and it's just getting irritating. Not because it's so loud, but because the exhaust dumps straight down on the ground and it blows dirt and stuff all around, and we just don't want that. So anyway, back to the products we've got here. This was all of the bends minus 2 of the 90s and 1 of the nice U-bends. They're mandrel done. I ordered them on Amazon, but they actually came from Speedway. It also came with 4 sticks, 4 feet long of exhaust tubing. And I did go for a kit where every piece is belled up for that slip fit, which it makes it nice. If you don't want to spend a bunch of time cutting and butt welding, you can just slip that stuff on there and either clamp it down, or you can weld around that. So that makes it pretty easy to deal with. Like I said, this is 2 1/4 inch tubing. So I did go for the Flowmaster muffler just because they had what I wanted. Call it a Flow FX. They're not real long, as you can see. This is about a 20-inch long muffler. It's 4-inch diameter, 2 1/4 in, 2 1/4 out, and yeah, you look down through there. It's basically a glass pack, guys, with Flowmaster's name on it, but these were on sale. So hey, that's always a thumbs up. So the way I start out, I bolted those flanges up, kind of figured out the angles that I needed to get. You know, you want the exhaust going out the back unless you're putting a turbo on it. So that's where we started out. Try to get them exiting out level as possible, up so that the pipe is tucked up under the car as much as you can. I mean, on a Chevrolet, you have a starter interference on one side and an oil filter on the other side. So those are things you want to take into consideration and, you know, suit the fit to the vehicle you're working on. Now, everything we're welding in today, we're doing it with our Miller 212. This has the auto set feature where you can just turn it to the wire size and you can run with it. But we're not doing that. We're actually set up in between 1/8 and 3/16 steel with 50 inches per minute. I think that is wire speed. And not running any beads doing this stuff. We're just doing a series of tack welds. I also use just straight CO2 gas. It's not 75-25 mix. You can see our 90 is coming down from the exhaust manifold headed back. I put the slip joint over it because I don't really care if it's butt welded or not. And we'll be able to tack this in. I did just throw a 4x4 block underneath the back to get it held up close. It is slightly pitched down, and I'm gonna have to put a shim underneath that block to get it exactly where we want it, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. That's a 4-foot length. That gets the mufflers back about where your butt is in the car. And then we can think about how we're going to exit this stuff out. But like I said, the manifolds blowing straight down was an issue. So get this stuff turned back and we'll be in good shape. We do have about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of clearance in between the exhaust and our starter, and about the same amount in between the exhaust and our fuel line. All right, so we're up underneath here now. You can see my 3-bolt flange here, I hope. And I'm just putting these gaskets in right now. This probably should have a metallic donut gasket up in there for longest lasting. We're gonna try this and see how we do. Just try to get that thing pushed up there. Then you got to hold it, and while you're holding it, you got to start some bolts. So get that washers in. I'm installing it just like I was not going to take it back loose ever again, just to get the thing on and be able to proceed to start it. Yeah, so it is tight up under here. I also noticed that not all my spark plugs are tight in the motor, so we got to deal with that too. You can see my marks on here. What I've been doing is just using the micrometer. I got our piece out. This will be coming, dropping down, and then we need it to continue on straight after that drop down. So what I did was I figured I want to drop it about the thickness of this pipe. So I put a mark where we get that full 45, and then I have another mark here in part of that 45, and I believe that's going to get us where we need to go. I just looked though, and I marked the end with the bell, so I'm actually going to take this thing and I'm going to flip it around so that I do not have that bell. I've got more straight pipe there, and we just have to cut, and then you are going to have to do a little bit of fitting when you're done. So I've got a big grinder, I've got a roll-out grinder, and just use those to fine-tune the fit up as we go. You can see our other piece is like, I mean, there's no gap there. It'll weld easy. All right, so you can see what I've got going here. I tried using a bunch of different bends going up over this rear end of this car, and like I ended up with just slightly less than a 90, and achieved that by just taking a U-bend and cutting pieces out of it and welding them in, and then a little 45, and needed a short stub to get to the muffler. Then here, I don't know, we're going to come down and swoop around, come out of the back of the car. Yeah, this has taken a minute just because it's been super hot. You can see like just getting close to this makes it rust. So what if it doesn't even go over the rear axle? It exits in front of the rear wheels there, goes out past the edge of the running board or really close to it. We've got a 45 here, and I mean, it's super short, but what do you guys think? Is that the way we ought to go? I know, I've still got to put hangers on it and everything else, but man, simpler. I like simpler. Don't you? Let's get this other side cut, fitted, and fire it up and see what it sounds like. All right, new battery. I believe I've spent so long fiddling with this. A good exhaust guy would have been like done in 30 minutes, right? We got our exhausts tucked up underneath here. Not very good lighting. Sorry for the crappy camera work, but everything's tucked under it. I've just been waiting to fire it up. That's not bad. Got a brake light. Yeah, we're still. At least you can hear it run. No valve train noise. That's good. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and consider subscribing to the channel. Give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know if you like the side exhaust or if I should have spent the time to run her on out the back. No mosquitoes tonight.